Alright, there's the Gen 4 Glock 23 40 caliber, and it is loaded. As you're looking at it, there is ammunition in it. Do you know what that means? That means it did real well at the range today. How well? Real well. Real well. Put 50 rounds through it. I know you guys don't think that's a lot, but I told you before in the past, if I put 50 rounds to a gun when it's brand new and it doesn't act up at all and it shoots dead on and it's flawless and it's running smooth and all that shit, that's good enough for me. Shot 50 rounds to it, brought it home, cleaned it, and filled it up with ammo, and it's on duty now. To me, it qualifies to start using for home protection, and it's ready to rock and roll. Let me get this real fast. I want to tell you guys something. There's a guy out there, a good guy, and he's called Davin the Geek. You gotta sub this dude, man. I'm telling you, because he's very giving. He gives his free knowledge. It's unbelievable. He gives his free knowledge to people for nothing. All you gotta do is watch his videos, and he'll teach you how to be a computer wizard. Okay? Everyone asks me about my software I use. I use Camtasia Studio 6, and he told me how to get it, and it's a free download, and it works phenomenal, and it's awesome. You got to have a good computer though, because it takes up a lot of space. But he helped me. He helps a lot of people, and I just want you guys to know about Davin the Geek. He's a computer wizard, and he knows everything about this stuff. He's more like a software expert, you know what I mean? So check his channel out. He's doing real well. He's a partner, and he deserves it. And you'll definitely want him as a sub, and you definitely want to sub that dude, man. I'm serious. You won't be sorry. He might help you one day if you're having problems. So he's a real good dude, man. He's helped me time and time again. Christ, he must have helped me about 10 times with my computer issues. And he loves it. He loves what he does. So there's a shout out for a guy that people like him I love giving shout outs for. So if you wouldn't mind subbing to him, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, now the Gen 4. Oh, sorry. See the blue shit in the background? Check my table out. Oh man, is that blue? That is the prettiest blue. That's like Superman blue. Tom from Weapons Education sent me like 3 yards of this stuff. He uses the same stuff. And I asked him, yeah, where'd you get that blue? He's like, you like it? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, I'll send you some. So he was nice enough to UPS it to my house. I'm telling you, man, YouTube's full of good people. Don't let the trolls get to you. I let them get to me, don't I? Now, when they push me too far, I go to the main source when they get out of hand. I already handled one guy, and I don't know if I'm done with him yet. Can't let people harass you, man. It's against the law. They think they're not breaking the law, but they are. They're stupid. Alright, enough of that shit. Let me show you how good it's shot. Now remember, how often do I shoot? Once every 3 months, once every 2 months. So here you go. An inexperienced shooter as myself, at roughly about 6, I would say 7 yards we shot. And check. I want to show you what the Generation 4 Glock did. How nice it shot. Ugh. There you go. I'm saying it's almost 7 yards we shot, because I was looking at the paint on the walls on the range, and we were roughly near 7 yards, just under, maybe 6 3/4 yards. And that's 50 rounds all in that hole. I only had 1, 2, 3 flyers. That's it, out of all 50 rounds. Now I don't shoot, okay? So I need to get out and shoot more, because that's pretty good. I need to shoot more to get better. That's the Gen 4, and like I said, I give it a great report. Flawless. 0 defects, dudes. 0 defects. So, why am I telling you this? I bought a Gen 4 before, and it malfunctioned like a bitch. Okay, it was stovepiping, it was jamming, it was misfeeding, the slide wasn't locking back, the slide wouldn't go back on after you took it off. It was doing that too. And I'm saying, you know what? I'm bringing it back, and I did all that, but I kept thinking about it. I said, man, I love that Gen 4 Glock. I just love the dull finish on it. It looks more tactical. I don't like shiny anything, unless it's stainless steel. It has a dull finish on it, and the grip's a lot more slimmer, so when you're holding it, it feels more like an XD. Got more control. Still has that, sorry, I don't want to offend any Glock people, it still has that shitty ass staple gun trigger, but that's something you got to get used to. But I think if I put a 3.5 connector in there, it'll really smooth that out a little bit, because I have it in my Glock 27, and my Glock 27 feels a lot smoother than this Glock 23, because this has the 5.5 pound. Now remember, that 3.5 connector really don't bring it down to 3.5. I think it brings it down maybe to 4.5, or not even under 4, but it still makes a big difference. It's big difference. So I think it does. So if I had that trigger in there, I probably would have shot even better, because I'm used to a short, soft trigger, because that's what I like. This is long, hard, and like a boing, like staple gun trigger, but we're going to fix that. So far we put 1 box of ammo through it, and we used American Eagle. Not fancy. It's not fancy ammo. It's kind of like medium ammo. It's not high-end ammo, and it ran good. That's good. If a gun runs with cheap ammo, that's good. You don't want a gun to have the best ammo to run. That makes it to me, that's an unreliable gun. A gun should shoot any kind of ammo, So when you call Glock and you're having a problem, and they're saying what kind of ammo do you use, stop the guy right there. Say, stop right there. Don't ask him what kind of friggin' ammo I used, because that's a bunch of shit. What they're trying to do is push the problem away from them so they don't have to deal with it, and tell you to, oh, go use some other ammunition. And it might work better if you use other ammunition, but the fact of the matter is, Glock's claim to fame is their reliability and their ability to shoot any kind of ammo without misfunctioning. Man, I was on the roll, wasn't I? Anyway, so that's the deal. You just seen how well it shot at 7 yards. It ran fantastic, and most importantly, right out of the box, it was not cleaned. It was not wiped down. It was not taken apart. I brought the box from the shop to the gun range, pulled the friggin' gun out, loaded it, and it shot flawlessly. And that is how a Glock is designed. A Glock is armored to work out of the box. You do not have to clean a Glock when it's brand new. Now if you buy a used one, you don't know how dirty it is. You need to clean it. But if you buy a brand new Glock, remember, they have that special copper grease in there. And you know, why would they put that in there if a Glock if you're supposed to clean it? You understand what I'm saying? Actually, I heard that's a break-in grease. I don't know how true that is. I heard it has like a fine grit in it, and it actually rubs the rails on the guide rods, on the guides. Not guide rods, you know what I mean. The little clips that guide the slide, and it kind of rounds them off a little bit, and man, it breaks it in. I don't know how true it is. I heard that. You can't go by these guys on the internet. Some of them know what they're talking about. Some of them make shit up, or they'll hear from a guy that made shit up. But I am so glad I'm back in my Gen 4, and I want you guys to know, all you guys that had problems with your Gen 4s, give it another shot. Go buy another Gen 4. This is fine. There's no problems with it. There's a couple guys out there on the internet that had problems with their Gen 4. They bought it the same time I did. I think when they first came out, they had a couple problems, but there's no problem here. Anyway, so let's safely take the ammo out. Okay, there we go. Wow, you are a dumb fuck, ain't you? Anyway, I always do that with these polymer guns because they're top heavy. They just flip out of your hand. like a fucking flounder. Anyway, speaking of flounder, no, I'm not getting into that. It involves a woman. Just think about it. Okay, you got it? Okay. Anyway, I love the double recoil spring. I love the Glock's new finish, that gray, charcoal gray finish they have on the barrel. It takes forever to get wear on it. It's great. It stays on there. I think SIG and a lot of other gun companies need to find out what that is on there and need to put that on their barrels, because that shit does not come off. It comes off eventually. Now the only thing I'm noticing about this Glock is, and I'm not going to show you close up because I'm too lazy to get up, is the ejector, not the extractor. The ejector, this is what pokes the brass when it comes back and it shoots it out, and then the extractor grabs it and pulls it out. Now for on this particular one, it's straight. Now I remember my last generation 4 Glock, it looked like this. It was bent like this. So I'm wondering, maybe that was the problem, because the problem I was having was ejection problems and stovepiping. So maybe that wasn't straight. It was cocked like that, because it was cocked like that, but I don't know if that's normal or not. You know, I can look at my Gen 3 real quick to see what that looks like. Let's do that. Because that's weird that the Gen 4 is straight and maybe the Gen 3 is not, or maybe I don't know what the fuck you doing, dude. I just grabbed my XD by accident. Let's see here. No, the Gen 3 is perfectly straight too. So maybe I'm thinking maybe that was my problem. Maybe that ejector wasn't supposed to be bent. It was like bent to the left. It was really crazy. So I just, hold on a minute. Doing a little research. Okay. So I'm happy with it so far, but to me it earns the right to go on the bedstand or to go on the nightstand, and I will carry this. I will use it for home protection, and damn, I hate that trigger. We gotta do something about that, and I feel good about it. Yeah, you know, a lot of people say, no, you know what, you should put a couple 100 rounds through it before you say that. I don't agree with that. I never agree with that. I think if you shoot like a couple 100 rounds and one fails to feed, or one fails, I think you got a bad round. You know what I mean? So I mean, if you put 500 rounds to a gun and number 528 misfeeds or stovepipes or something, chances are you're going to run into a bad round sooner or later. I think once the gun's past 50 or 100 rounds and it doesn't have any defects at all, I don't think the gun's to blame after that. I don't know. That's me, but I don't shoot enough to be an authority to say that. I'm just using common sense. That's what I think. That's my opinion on that. If your gun is screwed up, it's going to screw up right away. That's what I'm saying. Most of the time. Okay? Alright, hold on. Sorry guys, I had to go wee-wee. I wee-wee 10 times a day because I think my prostate's getting bigger or something. When you get 40 years old, your prostate starts acting up. Yeah, so I'm just glad that I can tell you this good news from this Gen 4, and I want to thank Oil the Gun for talking me into buying another one, and I want to thank Brandon 401 for doing a lot of shooting videos with the Gen 4 and proving it is an excellent firearm. And like I said, if you had a Glock that was malfunctioning, it was a Gen 4, and you bought it last year or something, try one now. I think you're going to be fine. Don't give up on them. They're fucking nice, man. I like if it continues to run. If it continues to run reliable, I definitely like it better than the Gen 3. It feels way better in your hand. It's way more comfortable, way more control because it's smaller. If you have bigger hands, then that's probably not an issue for you. But I love it. Okay. I'm going to put some upgrades on it. I'm going to put an extended slide release on there. Not a slide stop. Probably extended slide release. And I'm going to put a 3.5-pound connector in there. But I'm going to do that right before I go to the range. Right now I'm going to leave it alone. I don't want to put no new parts in it while I'm using it for home protection or self-defense. If I have a range date in my head, say I'm going to go to the range next week, the night before I go, I'll put the 3.5-pound connector in there. Because right now the gun's reliable and it's running good, so I don't want to mess anything up. Okay, that's it, man. Just a quick little update with the Gen 4. I hope you guys liked the target. Sorry I could not film in a range because the range guy was there, and they don't like it. You're not. It's not like you're not allowed to do it. They don't like it. And he was standing over us and standing right behind us, and it's just, who needs that drama? Don't worry, we'll find her. I might have to join that stupid ass range again with the 5 rounds at a time, but at least we can get some range videos in because I'm getting antsy. I can't take this not shooting anymore. I'll see you.